Why is the mainstream media so reluctant to cover the scourge of terrorism putting all our lives at risk? Yesterday at 10:59 a.m, a car bomb exploded at the UK's largest maternity hospital in Liverpool. As you can see from this shocking video taken after the bomb exploded, this could have been an incredibly deadly incident. If it wasn't for the swift actions of one brave taxi driver, a Great Britain an absolute hero called Dave Perry, who was driving the cab carrying the suspected suicide bomber who perished in the incident and has tonight been named as 32-year-old Imad al-Swalmeen, it's possible hundreds of lives may have been lost. At 5 p.m, 6 hours after the terrorist attack, the Prime Minister Boris Johnson gathered at Downing Street for a post-COP26 press conference in front of Westminster's accredited journalists, as Jacinda Ardern likes to call them. Unbelievably, there was not one question about the Liverpool car bomb. Instead, this is what they asked Boris about.
You demanded that all Conservative MPs vote to delay any punishment for Owen Paterson.
The Chancellor said last week that your government needs to do better when it comes to standards. Do you agree with him, and do you think you made a mistake over Owen Paterson that you now regret?
You told your Cabinet this week that you saw the handling of the Owen Paterson affair as an unforced error. Why are you so unwilling to say that publicly?
We had a poll yesterday showing 2/3 of voters want you to apologise over Sleaze. I sense you're a little bit reluctant to do that. What would you say to those people who think that you've got it wrong?
It's astonishing to me that virtually every journalist asked the PM a supplementary gotcha question about Tory Sleaze for the second week, rather than quizzing him about an actual car bomb at the Liverpool Women's Hospital that same day. A shocking misjudgment that I think is indicative of the media's reluctance to cover the very real jihadi threat to innocent Brits on a daily basis. We saw, after the shocking terror attack that killed the MP David Ames last month, that the media and the political establishment would rather talk about anything else than ask the hard questions about the homegrown threat of Islamic extremism. So we saw endless discussions about the online safety bill, general civility in society and the way we treat our MPs, all of which were completely irrelevant. These ISIS-inspired terrorists are the sorts of monsters who targeted Manchester children attending an Ariana Grande concert. They have no humanity, and we must not rest while they continue to operate on our shores. The media must ask the difficult questions. How are they being radicalised? Who is behind the radicalisation? Why isn't the Prevent programme working? Does it need more funding? Instead, this is the response we saw today from Labour's Shadow Health Secretary Jonathan Ashworth, who offered his sympathies to the family of the dead suspected terrorist, rather than discussing how they were allowed to nearly blow up a hospital.
Shocking that that would happen anywhere, but particularly outside a women's and maternity hospital. Obviously, we pay our respects and send our condolences to the family of the man who lost his life. And obviously want to thank the emergency services for the way in which they responded.
Unbelievable. He's since apologised, but you get my point. This afternoon, the UK's terror threat level was raised from substantial to severe, meaning another attack is now highly likely. But shamefully, the total silence from our broadcasters continued at a 3 p.m. press conference hosted by the Prime Minister to talk about booster jabs. This is what they asked him about, including a ridiculous gotcha question about why he doesn't wear a damn mask every second of the day.
And just briefly on Belarus and Poland, do you agree with the head of the armed forces that the UK must be ready for war with Russia?
And just on rail, new Tory voters in the north will find out this week that you've significantly pared back plans for new rail links in the north. What's your message to them, and why should they vote Tory again?
Prime Minister, there have been a few incidents in recent weeks at COP and on your visit to Hexham General Hospital where you were pictured without a mask in settings where you might have been expected to wear one. Do you accept that by doing that, you are sending a message that might not be appreciated by the two gentlemen stood alongside you on the podium there?
On the day of a confirmed terrorist attack on our shores, that's what the Press Association thought was the most important question to ask the Prime Minister. Shameful. Absolutely shameful. It was left to the Daily Telegraph's political editor, Ben Riley-Smith, to ask the lone question about terrorism at the press conference.
And just one more topic. You have raised the threat level to severe. Can you tell the public anything about the motivation of what happened in Liverpool, and what would be your message to voters who might be worried right now?
It's not one more topic. This is the only topic that matters today when it comes to talking to the Prime Minister. And yes, there is a police investigation ongoing and 4 people have been arrested, so we all must be careful as much remains unknown. But what is blindingly obvious is that hundreds of mothers and babies could have been killed if that car bomb had been successfully detonated. Or perhaps hundreds of folk marking Remembrance Sunday at the cathedral down the road. We had a lucky escape yesterday. We won't keep having lucky escapes. It's the responsibility of the media to continually pressure our politicians to ensure they don't forget about the clear and present danger Islamist extremist terrorism poses to the UK, no matter how politically incorrect such conversations might be. We cannot look away any longer.